It's time for the changing of the guard in Rancho Palos Verdes. On Tuesday, December 1st, the next RPV City Council will be sworn in. Voters re-elected incumbents Jerry DeHovic and Susan Brooks, and founding City Council member Ken Dieter recaptured the third seat and will replace outgoing Mayor Jim Knight. We spoke tonight and the incoming council members about the race and RPV's future.
It's been a great privilege and a great honor to serve the community when they elected me in 2011. I've done my best over the 4 years to try to search out ways of making our quality of life better. And that's what the bottom line is: preserve our quality of life and find ways to improve it.
Thank you to all the voters in Rancho Palos Verdes. It is an honor and a privilege for me to serve on council. Number one goal always, leave the city better than we found it. We've got a lot to do. There are multiple projects. Number one, as we always say, is public safety. Number two is infrastructure. The lists are long on both those particular items. What's exciting for me also is we have a new cadre of executive managers at the city, and I'm just tickled to death by the caliber of people we have there, and I'm so looking forward to working with all of them.
My goals are to see to public safety, to infrastructure needs, which is the reason we have a city in the first place, but also to address the issues that the community has put forward from our Parks Master Plan last year, and I was pleased to be able to move that forward, of the theme for some of these communities of less is more, that we are over-branded as a community and we want to be safe, but we also want to make sure that we have great public facilities for the community.
One of the biggest challenges I've always held is to control Portuguese bend slide. I don't know if that's going to be the one that's really important this year, but in the long haul, it should be. We have been treating the symptoms rather than the cause, and it's high time we address the cause and controlled it. We did that with Abalone Cove. We did that with Klondike, with the legislation that I wrote on a geological hazard abatement district. I think we can do pretty much the same thing with Portuguese Bend.
More news on the political front. The Palos Verdes Peninsula Chamber of Commerce hosted its annual legislative forum where top California lawmakers gathered to discuss issues impacting the business community. Liz Brown-Swanson joins us from the event held at the Palos Verdes Golf Club.
U.S. Congressman Ted Lieu, California State Senator Ben Allen, and Assemblymember David Hadley were the participants in this year's legislative forum sponsored by the PV Chamber of Commerce.
This legislative forum is another one of the key programs that we have during our year, and it's a good way to get our community and business people together with our legislators.
We've been talking about the state of affairs in the state of California, the fact that the economy is picking up. There's a lot of exciting things happening, but certainly some major room for improvement.
We really have two economies. We have this incredibly successful digital economy on the coast of California that so many of us in the South Bay benefit from. And then we have a really struggling economy in the business of making, moving, and growing things. And we need to make sure that our state policies benefit all of California. It's not pitting one side against another.
The message is how we can build upon what we've done to get out of the recession, but really to take the South Bay and America to a better level and have sustainable economic growth and continue to expand the economy for the entire South Bay.
The forum provided a unique opportunity for chamber members to meet with their elected leaders and address their concerns and find out what steps lawmakers are taking to improve business.
When our community speaks and our businesses speak, these gentlemen really do listen. I can point to a number of issues this year that Congressman Lieu reached out to his constituents in our district to find out how we were feeling. Senator Allen, for example, recently listened to us when we spoke in opposition to a proposed piece of legislation, I think it was AB 17, which would have allowed homeless people to sleep in their cars on streets. And David Hadley, of course, has championed AB 306, which is very important to our community. It's allowing school choice for children of active duty military personnel, and that's key to keeping the LA Air Force Base here in the South Bay.
As a freshman and as a member of the minority party, it is hard to get big things done in Sacramento. Probably my proudest single accomplishment this year has been really great for the LA Air Force Base and for our military service families. We've increased public school choice options for our military service personnel.
I was involved with a bill that creates a special kind of fund to help small businesses get into compliance with their Disabilities Act, Americans with Disabilities Act requirements. And I think it was not an earth-shattering bill, but it's an example of a way that government can help ease the regulatory burden that it's placing on business.
Well, I'm very pleased the President has already signed 3 of my bills into law. The last one reauthorized a quarterly financial report, which had expired, and it is a principal economic indicator used by a lot of companies that the Department of Commerce puts out. It surveys a wide range of industries, and it lets people know how our economy is doing, and very pleased we were able to get that economic indicator back on track.
All of the elected leaders and chamber members I spoke with today say when they leave this forum, they will have a much better understanding of all that needs to be done to improve business in an ever-changing economy. I'm Liz Brown reporting for RPV TV.
And efforts are underway to control RPV's peafowl population in a humane way. Liz Brown Swanson has an update on the city's peafowl relocation program.
Whether you love peacocks or think they're a nuisance, the peafowl population in RPV is growing, and the City Council has decided it's time again to thin the flock.
The peafowl trapping program is not new to the city of Rancho Palos Verdes. In fact, the city has been trapping peafowl since 2000. And over the course of the last 15 years, we've seen that population increase and decrease. And in 2014, the city started to receive numerous complaints from residents about concerns regarding the peafowl population.
The City Council approved a $34,000 contract to hire an expert trapper to safely relocate as many as 150 birds a year in a humane way.
Well, that really is the most important thing, is to make sure that the birds are trapped and relocated in a safe, humane way. So what we like to do is we use big traps, a lot of room in there. They have a soft roof, and then we'll go in there with nets, catch them in a net, hold them, put them in a kennel, like a dog kennel, and transfer them to their new homes. I've worked at the Los Angeles Zoo for the last 27 years, and mainly with birds. And back in 1999, the city of La Cañada, Flint Ridge, asked me to do a peafowl census. They decided they wanted to trap and relocate birds. The rest has been history. The last 16 years, that's what I've been doing.
There are 5 targeted neighborhoods. There's the Grandview neighborhood, the Vista Grande neighborhood, there's the Crestridge neighborhood where we're at now, and there's the Portuguese Bend and the Sunnyside Ridge neighborhood, which is on the east end of the city. The city works closely with Mike Maxey on where the birds go for confidential purposes, that we don't identify the actual property owner's name or address.
The city has provided us with a list of residents that are willing to have these traps put in their backyard. So we'll put a trap in a backyard for 2 to 3 weeks. We'll get as many birds as we can, and then we'll go to the next person on the list.
There was only 1 bird trapped at this home today, and the resident is thankful for any relief. She said off camera she likes peacocks, but not a dozen of them in her yard.
It really is a difficult situation if you live with peafowl. There are so many issues, problems that they can present. One is the noise, and that's probably 4 to 5 months out of the year is their breeding season, and the males will call not only all day long, but into the night.
Not an expert on the history, I know the bird is not indigenous to the Palos Verdes Peninsula area. I mean, in fact, the bird's widely known in the southeast part of the world. I know Frank Vanderlip at the time in the early 1900s had a friend bring over, I think it's something like 16 birds, and so I think that's the first documentation of the beginning of the bird population.
Peafowl are very polarizing to the community. It seems like people either love them or hate them. There's not too many people in the middle. The important thing is you don't have to feed them, you don't have to give them water, they're fine, they'll take care of themselves. By doing that, you're going to artificially inflate the population. So if you enjoy the peafowl, just let them be, they'll find their own food, and hopefully we can get those numbers down to make it a little more respectable.
The city's peafowl relocation program is running through the end of December. If you're interested in getting a trap put in your yard, you can email ram@rpvca.gov. I'm Liz Brown Swanson reporting for RPV TV.
After the current program expires on December 31st, the city will conduct a census to recount the bird population and determine if the trapping needs to continue in 2016. And when we come back, it's a very special anniversary for our four-legged friends, and one local teen tells us what it takes to be a top golf pro. We'll be right back.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your closet. Still no jobs, just more stuff? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed. And they're the stuff inside your stuff. Our job is to unlock those jobs. And it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Say with me, imagine what you'd see if every child had a book to read. So the mission is for us to get a book to each and every child. So let's join hands, book people unite, unearth hidden passion. Come on, we'll have a good time. One book could be the funniest kind of thing, helps to change a life. People unite.
Read to a child today and spark a lifetime of ambition.
The month of November is Pancreatic Cancer Awareness Month. One grateful survivor is former Rancho Palos Verdes Mayor Larry Clark. We spoke to Larry about his cancer journey and his efforts to raise hope.
Right now, it's the fourth leading cause of cancer death in America, both men and women. And if we don't get this under control, by the end of this decade, it will be the second leading cause of cancer death in America behind lung cancer. In America, 141 are diagnosed with cancer every day, and 111 die of pancreatic cancer every day. The scary thing about it, it's got the lowest survival rate. At 5 years, for every 100 diagnosed, at 5 years, there are only 7 left. I'm fortunate to be going on 3 years, which is an incredible thing for me, but I've dedicated my life now to raising awareness and talking about pancreatic cancer, what the symptoms are, how people should be aware of it, and also trying to raise funding for it. Problem with pancreatic cancer, the symptoms are very generalized and often ignored by people, even misdiagnosed by doctors. The symptoms I had were a general discomfort in the abdomen that didn't go away. I was losing some weight, but I was working out. A mid-back pain for about a year. And then a feeling like it was hard to digest my food with certain meals. All those can be many other things. And so unless you can get, though, a imagery CT scan or an MRI or a PET scan, you can't diagnose this. In any cancer, but with pancreatic, the deadliest cancer, you have to believe you can beat it. You have to stay positive, and you have to have a belief that you're there, you have a purpose, you still have a purpose. And I believe I still have this purpose. I think my purpose right now is to wage war on pancreatic cancer and wage hope for those that get it, and to raise the level of awareness for it.
Larry is an international ambassador for the Pancreatic Cancer Action Network. This organization offers great resources and services. For more information, you can go to their website at pancan.org. The Palos Verdes Women's Club hosted their annual Books and Authors Luncheon at Trump National Golf Club. The organization raises money to support many worthwhile charities. This year, 6 authors were featured. Here's more from the event.
This is our 58th Books and Authors Luncheon, and the fact that we're still going. And why do we have this club? For the social aspects, of course, but also we're a philanthropic organization, and we give out nice gifts. It's because of the luncheon, because of our spring event. And that's how come we are able to give out these lovely philanthropies. Let me talk about the ladies in the club. This organization has the greatest bunch of women. And when they take over a job, it is done. And that's really nice. Mary Sable, and you know Mary, she is very instrumental in collecting the authors. And she's the one that organizes the authors and gets them together.
It's just word of mouth, and then people on the Hill are really anxious to let me know if they have authors, friends, or people on the Hill. And now we have a lot of authors, on our Hill.
Tell us how you got involved to come here today.
I actually spoke to an organization at the Hess Park. It was a PV Seniors group, and I spoke to them about my writing, and they suggested that I make contact with the PV Women's Club and come to this event, which up until that point, I thought it was only for females because it was a women's club, and they said, oh, no, we have men too. We love men. So that's how I got connected here today.
Now, I know you've written many books, but one of them is actually based in the South Bay, and you grew up in the South Bay. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I grew up in Torrance and used to go to the beaches of Redondo, Hermosa, Manhattan, all over. And when I started a short story based on a professional blackmailer, and I fell in love with the character, and I decided to turn it into a series or a novel. And when I had to pick a setting for the novel, I decided, well, why not the South Bay?
All right, well, you're a very busy lady. You've got books, you're working all the time, and you're stopping by here today to talk to the Women's Club. Talk about that.
Well, one of my shows, Home and Family, the Women's Club had come to Home and Family. They were in the audience, and we were chatting, and I just hit it off with one of the ladies, and they said, would you come? We have a book signing. We do this thing. Would you come and support us? I said, of course I would. And I started reading about all the charities that they support and how wonderful they are and how they help the community. And I thought, this is great. Why wouldn't I want to come and spend the day in Palos Verdes? It's beautiful.
You wrote a cookbook, of course, about Greek cooking. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, for years my friends would say to me, how come you know how to cook so well? Did you go to culinary school? And I'd say, no, I'm Greek. And they'd say, what does that mean? And I say, every Greek woman knows how to cook. It's like you come out of the womb knowing how to cook because your mom teaches you, her mom taught her mom taught her. And Greek women are very proud of their cooking, and they all want you to taste their cooking. If you ever go to a Greek church, one woman will think she's made the best baklava, but the other woman will say, no, I make the best baklava. So, cut to me having these big dinner parties at my house for years, and one day, my friend Peter said to me, why don't you write a Greek cookbook? You have all of these great recipes. And I thought, you know what, that's a great idea.
And when we come back, you'll meet one of the best young golfers on the Hill. And it's time to celebrate a very popular pooch location right here on the peninsula. We'll be right back.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Quiet, please. Wait a sec. I'll take one. Oh yeah. All right. All good. Take care. Way to go. Nice. Bring it on. Gotcha. I'm here for you. Oh no. Please, please, please. I'm waiting. Interesting. Not buying it. Not fair. That's it. This conversation is over. Oh, brother.
Body language can tell you all sorts of things.
I'm having a stroke. I'm having a stroke.
Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. F. Face drooping. A. Arm weakness. S. Speech difficulty. T. Time. Time to call 911 immediately. The sooner they get to the hospital, the sooner they'll get treatment. And that can make a remarkable difference in their recovery. Learn the body language, the sudden signs, and spot a stroke fast.
The Peninsula High Golf Program is turning out some of the best young golfers on the Hill, and I caught up with one of them. Nicole Sapolsa is a leader in the classroom and on the course.
We, technically have tryouts, but girls golf is a sport that, we almost take everyone that really wants to play. I'm looking for kids that enjoy the game and they want to get better, and I virtually take everyone. But of course, on the varsity, I'm looking for the best players, and so it's pretty easy to tell watching the kids play who has experience, who's played in tournaments before, do they know the rules. Those kind of things. And at Peninsula, we've been lucky. We've had a lot of really good players.
I started a little bit later than most of my peers. My dad's been golfing for about 40 years. He grew up here as well. So he got me into golf at a younger age, but I didn't get serious until about 2.5 years ago. Golf is definitely a mental game. My dad tells me all the time, it's either one day you can have a great day where your short game is really good, but you're not so great off the tee. And then the next day you can be great off the tee and not so good around the greens. So it's basically a day by day, and it gives you basically the chance to do whatever you need to do, whatever you need to work on.
Tell us about Nicole. I know that she has had a lot of experience. Tell us what it's like to work with her.
Oh, it's awesome. She is, she's a leader on the team ever since she was a freshman. She's a junior now. But you could tell right away that she was really into it and wanted to, play a big part on the team. And so this year she's my captain, and she greets all the new players and pumps them up and makes everyone feel, like they're part of the team. Her game's improved since she was a freshman. She's super strong, and so she just hit the ball a mile. And I've seen it, her just getting better, week by week, year by year. She's really gotten to be a good player.
Ever since I started, I was really good off the tee. And so that's basically been my strong point, where my confidence is that I've tried to build up my confidence in the parts of my game that aren't as good naturally. So through what I've worked on, I've been able to help a lot of the other girls on the team, because a lot of my methods a lot of times works for all the other girls. So it's really great to be a leader or in a leadership position where I get the chance to teach other girls what I've learned through hard work. Trump is a great course. It's really fun, and it gives you a lot of chances of really hard holes, and it's really funny because here you can just either be rewarded for your good shots and severely penalized for your bad ones. And we're always treated so nice here. They let us use their facilities, and it's always such an honor to just play here all the time. I'm thrilled.
Speaking of time, you're in school and golf takes a lot of time. How do you sort of work it all out?
Well, I'm in a lot of different volunteer organizations that, along with golf, including assistines and assembly, and those are really nice ways for me to give back to the community. And I do stay on top of my schoolwork as much as possible. I just have learned to manage my time really well and not dilly-dally. When I have time to do stuff, I just got to sit down and get it done.
The good golfers are spending a ridiculous amount of time practicing. They're getting lessons every week. They're playing in tournaments on the weekend. And then if they're on the team, they're out there almost every afternoon for 2 or 3 hours in matches. And today we're hitting balls in the range. It's a constant work in progress. If you want to be good, you have to spend a lot of time.
I would like to see if golf can give me a path into college. I would really like to play college golf at whatever level I am afforded the chance to play at. And if it so happened that I turned out to be good enough to play pro, I would consider it, but I'm just trying to make it through the baby steps first and then figure about that other stuff.
And finally, it's time to celebrate our four-legged friends as RPV's temporary dog park turned 3 years old. Dozens of dogs and their owners gathered at the Rancho Caninos Park to mark the occasion. Liz Brown Swanson was there and joins us from the Pooch Party.
Dogs of every shape, size, and costume showed up for Yappy Hour to celebrate the 3rd anniversary of Rancho Caninos Dog Park.
3 years ago, it was probably more than that the paperwork started for the city. People wanted a dog park in the area because our closest one is quite far away. So we started this park here, and it has been a huge success. People are very happy with it. Any time of the day you can come out here, there will be at least one dog, if not more. And this is the large dog park section. There's a small dog park section over next door to us here.
My dog is a miniature Australian Shepherd, and he just has a huge amount of energy, and these dogs need literally daily exercise, and he loves chasing the ball out here, and he just goes crazy. I don't know if we could even survive having him around the house if he didn't get out and run every day. So, and what's wonderful about this dog park is the people. It's just the wonderful dog owners, wonderful dogs.
I think it's a great thing for the city to have. I mean, our options with dog parks are kind of slim, especially if you live up here. You have to drive a little bit. This is just such a great area to unwind with yourself and with your dog. It's friendly, it's local, it's a great view.
To our rescues, I've had them 5.5 years, and they're wonderful. They were adopted together because they were put out to be adopted together.
I'm surprised being here, you see dogs of every size and shape that they all get along.
They do. It's just amazing. They find their own space, isn't it?
For anyone who hasn't been here, come check it out. It is smaller than many dog parks, and this is a large dog area, and we ask that no aggressive dogs, be brought in here.
It's really fun to see what my dog does outside of the house, and it's really fun just to see how she plays with the other dogs, and it's just really fun being here.
Emily, for you guys are volunteering. Talk about what you're doing.
We're handing out free treats for dogs, and yeah, it's really fun.
All right, I'm not sure who's having more fun here at Yappy Hour, the dogs or the owners. One thing's for certain, everybody is welcome to come with their dog. You can come 1 hour before sunrise, 1 hour after sunset, every day of the week. I'm Liz Brown Swanson reporting for RPV TV.
Well, that looked like fun. The half-acre dog park is located near City Hall in Rancho Palos Verdes. For more information on the park, you can call the Rec and Park Department at 310-544-5260. And that will do it for us. From everyone here at RPV TV, make it a great day.
We'll be right back.